So the film starts with a boy named Oscar, who was practicing to take revenge on someone. Actually, he was always bullied by all the kids. He never had the strength to take a stand for himself or take his revenge. At night, just by thinking about it, he used to be happy that he was taking his revenge on others. Even today, when he was doing all this, he got to see a girl of his age through the window. Her name was Ellie, who had shifted to Oscar's neighborhood, and there was only one man with her. Oscar doesn't show much interest in them and sleeps with his knife under his pillow. We see those new neighbors. As soon as they came, they started covering their windows. The old man with Ellie's name was Hakan. The next evening, we see that Hakan was doing a very strange thing. He was holding a man and attaching him upside down in the middle of the jungle on the side of the road. He cuts his throat and kills him and starts collecting his blood. Before he could collect all the blood or do anything else, a dog came here, behind which his owner was also. And in this way, Hakan had to run away from here to hide his crime. Here, Oscar was also practicing to take revenge on someone by coming out of the house. Then Ellie looks at him. Oscar turns around and looks at him. So without saying anything to Oscar, Ellie says that I can't be your friend. Oscar felt strange that I hadn't even said anything yet. Oscar had just noted that this girl had worn very few clothes, although it was snowing now. Ellie now goes to her house, and as soon as she goes home, she scolds Hakan because Hakan had not brought blood. The next day, we see that the news of the murder of that boy had spread throughout the town, which Hakan had not killed. Oscar's mother was also very scared. She tells Oscar to come home soon, but Oscar was not scared at all. He liked such murder cases a lot. He used to put the content of all the murder cases in his diary. Oscar had hidden from his mother and came out of the house again. Looking at him, Ellie also comes to him from her house. Here, Oscar was solving the Rubik's Cube, so Ellie also starts learning from him. Sitting next to him, Oscar asks him that you are smelling a lot. Don't you feel cold? You have worn very few clothes. Ellie answers him in no. Oscar now gives him his Rubik's Cube and goes to his house. When we go behind him, we see that Ellie's face was looking a little old, and her style was also looking like she was very hungry. After the scene is cut, we are shown a couple on the road. On the bridge, their friend Pithal, who was waving his hand and saying bye. Here, a girl asks a man for help, and as soon as he goes to the girl slaps him and gets into his lap, and suddenly attacks his neck. We see that it was Ellie who attacked this man and started sucking his blood. And all this was also seen by this man's friend. With this act of Ellie, it was finally revealed here that Ellie is a vampire. And Hakan, who was murdering someone that day, was also doing it for Ellie. When she came home, Hakan started scolding her a lot, and Oscar was listening to their argument from the other side of the room. After the scene is cut, we see the man who saw Ellie murdering. He goes and tells all this to his friends. At first, no one believes him, but somehow he convinces them and brings them to the murder site. But here, they got nothing but blood, because Hakan had thrown that body into the river to save Ellie. In the morning, Oscar goes to school, and he looks at Ellie's window. He had a kind of attachment to Ellie, but at this time, he does not see Ellie outside. When he comes back at night, he sees that Ellie was waiting for him before him. They tell each other's names and tell each other their age. Ellie had to think while telling her age, because she had been living in this world for many years. But for now, according to her body, she told her age 12 years. In school, Oscar makes notes of Morse code, so that Ellie and Oscar can stay in their own house and talk to each other, because the walls of their rooms are attached. When he was coming home at night, his school's boys stop him and start bullying him. A boy even cut his face with a blade, but he did not give any reaction, because of which the boys got scared. When he went down, he gave Ellie a list of Morse code, and he started explaining Morse code to her, and told her how they can tap on the walls and talk to each other at home. During all this, Ellie saw the cut on his face and asked him about it. So Oscar told her about today's incident. Now Ellie tells him, next time those boys will trouble you. So you face them bravely. And if anything happens, I will handle it. Oscar said, they are 3. Ellie said, you have to kill all 3 and hit them hard. He was seeing Hagen being so frank, and it was clear from his mouth that he was in tension. At night, Oscar brought a cookie for Ellie. Ellie could not eat it, but she ate it to show Oscar, and she vomited immediately. Anyway, Oscar hugged Ellie quickly, because he had to go back home. He was going to his dad's house for a few days. Ellie asked him a strange question. If I am not a girl, will you still like me so much? Oscar did not understand his question and did not answer him. As soon as Ellie went home, she told Hagen that she was very hungry. To find a cure for his hunger, he went to a basketball camp where there were many children. When he went to the washroom, there was a boy there. Hagen quickly caught him and hung him upside down, and he screams loudly. His friends come in. Now these boys do not recognize Hagen. That's why Hagen puts a stick lying in the washroom on his own mouth, and Hagen is immediately taken to the hospital. Ellie also knows from the good hearing sense of vampires that Hagen has now reached the hospital. To meet him, Ellie goes to the hospital. Ellie was very hungry. So to keep Ellie alive, Hagen sacrificed himself. He put himself in front of Ellie, and Ellie bit his neck and sucked all his blood. After that, Hagen fell down the window, so that everyone feels that this is just an accident. After that, Ellie came to Oscar's house. She lied down with Oscar. This time Oscar asks her again, will you be my friend? So this time Ellie also answered that I am not a girl. Oscar is also sleeping now. When he woke up in the morning, he was very excited. So he will play with Ellie. But Ellie was not here. She left a note in which it was written that either I can live here or I can go and live here. Oscar goes on a field trip to school today. Again, those bad boys come to bully him. This time, Oscar had a lot of courage. He says that if you hit me, then I will hit you too. The boys started laughing after seeing such a reaction for the first time. They did not trust Oscar. When a boy slapped Oscar, Oscar also hit the stick in his hand on his head. In this trip, 2 children find the dead body of the man who was killed by Ellie. And to hide this murder, Hagen threw the dead body in the river. Because of the cold, the river had frozen. The dead body could not go far and the children found it. And the news of his strange death spread all over the city like a storm. In the evening, he goes back to Ellie and happily tells her the story of his bravery. Oscar cut his hand in the middle of the conversation. He was going to ask Ellie for friendship by showing his loyalty with blood. But Ellie was broken on his blood. She became strange, and she told Oscar to run away. Oscar did not run away. So she ran away herself. She knew she was hungry for many days. She could not live without blood now. She ran and sat on a tree. Now if anyone passes through here, she will hunt him. Now we were shown the man who had seen Ellie attacking his friend. He was sitting outside, that his wife came to convince him. She tells him to go home. But this man gets angry, and his wife gets angry and goes out. His brother had to go out. Suddenly, Ellie jumped from the tree and slapped him on top and started drinking his blood. Fortunately, a friend of this girl came out from behind. He kicked Ellie and took her away from his friend, and in this way, his life was saved. Ellie runs away from here, and this boy takes his friend home. In the morning, as soon as he opened the window, the sun began to hurt his body. Here we see that Oscar never felt heartless without Ellie. Because he was at his dad's house, he could not meet him every night. That's why he ran to his mom's house, the girl on whom Ellie attacked, Virginia. We see that she has also become a vampire, because she is also hungry for blood, and she was not able to understand this craving of hers. She went to her neighbor's house. There were a lot of cats there, who attacked her as soon as they sensed a vampire. Escaping from them, falling down, somehow Virginia reaches the hospital. Oscar had now come to Ellie's house. he was also aware of Ellie's actions, and for the first time, he asks Ellie, "Are you a vampire?" Ellie also does not hide her reality and answers yes. Now he asks, "Are you dead?" So Ellie answered no, she was alive. Oscar thought that if she lives alone, she will be very poor. But Ellie went inside and showed him that she had a lot of wealth and precious things, which she had stolen from her prey. Ellie says to him, "If you need money, I can give you a lot of money." But Oscar wanted friendship. He quietly left here this time. In the hospital, we see Virginia where her friends had come to meet her, the same friend who had seen Ellie attacking her. She says to her friend, "This pain is very bad. I am taking care of myself." But I don't know if that girl will be able to take care of herself or not. How many lives did she take? You go and finish her. It was morning. She wanted freedom from this vampire life. That's why she opened the windows by saying to her friend. And as soon as the light fell on her, she shivered. There was a fire in it, and it was over. This night, Ellie comes to Oscar's house for the first time and asks him, "Can I come inside?" Oscar says, "If I don't give you permission, what will happen?" Ellie comes inside, and we see that her nose, ears, eyes were bleeding from everywhere. She was about to die. So Oscar immediately gave her permission. Yes, come inside. And in this way, her life was saved. At this time, we can see both these things. And here, for the first time, Ellie shows Oscar her real old form. In the meantime, Oscar's mom was about to come to Oscar's room. To hide Ellie, he sent Ellie to Ellie's house through the window. And when the night was deep, he also went to Ellie's house through the window. They talk all night and fall asleep while talking. When Oscar woke up in the morning, he got a note that "I am in the washroom. I can't meet you. We will meet again at night." He also wrote in this letter that "Oscar, I like you." Oscar was very happy to know this. The next night, Oscar comes back to Ellie's house. And here we see that Virginia's friend had also come here to kill Ellie. Now that man was looking for Ellie all over the house. And suddenly he found Ellie in the washroom. Oscar had seen him coming inside. Before this man could harm Ellie, Oscar stops him with a knife. After hearing the noise, Ellie also wakes up. And suddenly attacking that man, she sucks all his blood. And this man dies here. After this, Ellie hugs Oscar, because Oscar had saved his life. After all this, I can't stay here. If I stay here, I will be caught. I have to go now. Oscar was very sad, but anyway, after a while, we were shown in the school that Oscar had received a call. His class fellows were calling him to the swimming court. They say that "We want to be friends with you." Oscar was not afraid of them anymore. So when they called him, he left. Actually, this bully had brought his elder brother to take revenge from Oscar. That girl's elder brother comes and tells Oscar that "You have to stay in the water for 3 minutes. If you don't stay, I will kill you." Oscar doesn't listen to him. So that boy forcibly grabbed Oscar's hair and put him in the water. After seeing all this, all the other children are scared. They tell their brother, "Don't do this. He will die." But this boy doesn't listen. Oscar was also suffocating inside. Before he died, we see that this boy's severed head suddenly falls into the water, and then his severed hand is shown outside. That Ellie had actually come here to save Oscar. Ellie killed everyone here except one boy who did nothing wrong to Oscar. After this, the scene is cut and we are shown Oscar sitting in a train with a very big box. Actually, Ellie was inside this box, which he was taking somewhere else. Ellie was in the box because she could not go out in daylight. Now he was always going to stay with Ellie because Ellie and he cannot live without each other. This movie ends here. Thanks.